Boom. Uh, Bang. Oh boy, what'd I get? Oh, what was that? What's that noise? Whose footprints are these? Oh, Dominus CRL Eastern. Painted. Interesting. Dominus. Huh. Dino's gross. Bless him.
Boy, oh
Oh.
boy, we have a lot to talk about.
Do we?
I don't even know if we're gonna have time for Rocket League at this point.
Do we?
Oh yeah, we got lots of cool stuff. Let me get the stream going.
I just got a new skin in Rocket League. It was the one from the other day, but I'm looking at it for the first time, and it's for the Dominus. It's okay. Got a Dargon on it. We have stuff to talk about?
In a minute. Hold your goddamn horses.
Jin Kembang Gary Bang. I think I know who that is. If I had to take a guess.
Okay.
Oh, it is Thursday.
I agree. I've been thinking about that all day. It's like when I get there, what day am I going to agree to? It turns out Thursday.
Yeah, it's good.
What do I want to drive?
But I watched the Dangerous thing late.
Yeah, like I just finished it before getting online.
I watched it at like. Well, okay, I watched like the first hour for like at about 2 o'clock, and I watched the second hour at like 4. Right, not hour, half hour. I mean, listen.
I'm excited. That was all shit I care about except for the my controller's messing up. I don't care about the background simulation, but everything else I was very happy with. From more voice lines for the NPCs, more scenarios with the NPCs, to
I didn't see very many more scenarios for the NPCs from what they showed off.
well, Did you read the article? Because that kind of went
No.
into more of it. Essentially, that article like last week. Um,
Yeah, I skimmed it. I didn't read it.
Either way, uh, the conflict zones are. That's exactly what I was asking for. I was like, man, these would be so much more interesting if it was a battle that I could like fighting and murdering shifted the progress of the battle. That's exactly what I wanted. And now
Yeah.
there's like things that can also crop up during the battle, like the correspondence, like other ships that you got to blow up, or maybe even a fucking capital ship showing up. That's awesome.
Well, capital ship showed up before, but
Right. That's a fair point. But maybe like oh god damn it. Maybe it'll actually have like an impact on the fight though.
I mean, it probably will
maybe
have some sort of...
coming in and like now you're like taking more losses, or maybe attacking the capital ship will do something. Who knows? But yeah, I actually would want to do a conflict zone now because it feels like an event instead of just endless mode with
Yeah.
baddies.
They said that there was a king too that would show up.
Yeah, that
potentially.
sounds cool.
It was more like just like the leader guy of the thing, but they just said king.
Yeah. Still, conflict zones seem more interesting, and mega ship raids, that could be fucking cool too.
Yeah, that seems kind of neat. I like all the UI changes with all this stuff
Oh,
too,
yeah.
because it just like
Someone
brings it to
someone
the
on
front.
Reddit said they even saw a bookmarks tab in the side panel. Can you
Wow.
even imagine?
Oh,
Has technology come that far?
what kind of convenience is that? I can't fathom.
That's so many QOLs. That's tons of QOL right there. But yeah, I love that they're moving so much of the UI stuff to where it's more readable, it's accessible.
Yeah.
A lot of good changes, and I like that they're using that fancy new scanner that they showed off in Exploration. I like that that's being used for other stuff. I mean, I know we talked about that, and that they said that they would, but it's cool to see it. Someone on Reddit said that I forget which one it was, but there's a level 5 material that you need to do engineering. They were able to just use the... God damn it. They saw it on the scanner thing, so you'd be able to use that little mini game to find those grade 5 mats instead of just surfing around in Super Cruise and hoping you stumble across it. It's so much better.
Yeah, I mean,
This is an update they've been needing for quite some time.
what that kind of stuff for. You still have to like hope that your luck's good and that it spawns, but at least you don't have to super cruise everywhere.
Right, it's so much better. There's actually interaction instead of... Man, I was dying for this kind of stuff, like voice lines for the NPCs to just make it feel alive. And I remember complaining, I was like, God, it's so weird that a conflict zone, it's so
It's dead.
quiet, you know? Yeah, it really feels like you're playing a video game where enemies just keep spawning. Now there's going to be some chatter. It's the same thing. It made docking more lively when we had chatter and like the control tower
All
talk.
time.
Now we get that for conflict zones. It'd be pretty cool. I wish.
Like it.
Go ahead.
Oh, like anything, it'll get
Shit.
like anything, it'll get repetitive. But
It's still better
I mean,
than
it's
silence.
already, yeah, it's already repetitive. Like it's not like...
Damn it! I am not fully back into Rocket League yet. Brain is not doing the calculations correctly.
I kind of wish, like, I just have voice acting's neat and everything, but I kind of wish that they had a voice modulation system where not modulation, like
Just where like speech to text
yeah, text to speech.
or text to speech.
Because like I can imagine these scenarios like
They could have a lot more of them if they were just reading out.
yeah, you could have anything new. They could put in new text for new
Teammate really fucked us right there.
for new oh, here's a new
Yeah, like a new
CG.
events and stuff. Yeah, that'd be, oh my god, I can't believe that just happened.
Teammate.
They could add stuff in just for like weekly stuff.
Yeah. That one fan had made their own. Like
Mm-hmm. This is 100% on teammate.
yeah, you have it. You don't have it, dude. you don't. You don't.
And you know, the scenarios they showed off were very like one-dimensional. It's just I need thing, give me thing, or don't give me thing.
Yeah.
Because I remember bringing up like how great it would be to have like branching stuff. Like, you know, maybe one time someone says I need fuel, you give it to them, they go on their merry way. Maybe another time, it turns out they're actually a pirate or whatever. You know, that's a very simple one, but.
Yeah, it turns out they're a pirate. You give them fuel, and then they're like, "Haha! Now hand over your cargo."
Yeah, or
Like, that'd be a little bit better.
or there's like a choice to be made. Like if you help this person, something will happen differently. You know, like they're like, oh, we're gonna give you this cargo, and then you find out that the cargo they gave you as a reward is actually stolen. So now you have to decide, like, are you going to return that cargo, or are you going to try to keep it and sell it on the black market?
Yeah.
And if you keep it, maybe it turns out the original owners come in and they're like, you have my cargo, bastards, I'm going to kill you for it. That'd be kind of neat if it was branching kind of mini storylines like that.
I think they could do those pretty easily.
You know, you would start to see them, you would start to know, but like, you know, there would be a chance. Like sometimes they would just end after the first branch. Sometimes they wouldn't. You know, that could be fun.
And there's different ways it could branch too.
Yeah.
There's some David Cage action going.
Yeah. Now that we're like actually gonna have ways of interacting with NPCs aside from just shooting them. It's going to make things feel a lot more interesting and alive.
Hey, we could. I mean, that before though, we could do those events before. It's just. It's like they'd have like, ooh, here's a material person right here.
Shit.
That wants consumer electronics, and then you could bring consumer electronics to them. There'd be times where you'd find. There was a
Oh, teammate!
get him. There was a time where I found like this person's like needs to reboot their system or whatever, and then a bunch of people were trying to attack him. And so I came in and there was like 3 waves of people, I think.
That's neat. I haven't seen something like that.
Yeah, so I mean those ways already existed in the game. That's why like I'm saying that some of these scenarios aren't like brand new per se. But
One of the nice things is that we'll have a much easier way of finding those signals now with the new scanner thing. That's really nice.
yep. And the nice thing too is like they exist for everyone that's in the instance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just like I found a USS. Did you? Nope.
Yeah. And you can come back to them later if you don't have whatever it is that person needs. That's another nice thing. You can come back in.
Wow, look at them trying to style.
Yeah, they fucking ruined it. They could have had us there.
too late. You said it, I was midair, buddy.
I need to change my boost. I don't want that boost. Team's getting salty now. Probably after that time they stopped their own shot.
Yeah, because they wanted to get real stupid fancy. To be fair, though, I was getting close on saving it initially anyway. But,
I feel like I don't have any reason to care about the background simulation. It doesn't affect me very much. It's cool that it's going to affect what kind of scenarios you run into now. Like if there's famine, they're going to ask you for food. That makes sense. I don't know if the rewards for helping people in a famine are going to be juicy enough that I would like seek out a place that's in famine. Or like how does it affect me when I'm in a station? How does famine affect me? Like does I guess the price of food goes up in that spot?
Famine affected level 5 resources before. They were a lot easier to find pharmaceuticals, I think, or something like that. What's up, Kristen? How you doing?
Hi, Kristen. Gordana.
Cortana. Hello. Welcome to Microsoft.
A little sign in here, a little Wi-Fi there. I haven't heard that ability.
So, you know, a lot of that stuff makes the world feel more interesting to me. I definitely want to try out a mega ship raid and a conflict zone. You know? I feel like I have a reason to have a kick-ass battleship now.
Yeah.
You know, really, all we were able to do is like,
Shit.
we did bounty hunting together. That was about it. You know, we made money by doing it, but that's now we're gonna have a squadron, and you know, it'll be interesting to see what rewards that's gonna bring. What good is it gonna be in a squadron together?
I mean, it was really good. Yeah, squadrons are gonna be nice. I think it's just gonna be like another station. But,
you know, we can squadron up and do conflict zones, and who knows, maybe that'll be a good time.
yeah.
It's going all right, Kristen. I just got a cloud burst limited rocket boost. Cool.
Been better. That's no good to hear. Sorry.
Sorry to hear that.
I just got like 5 things. That's neat. Oops, but I just got a good, great.
I don't even remember what the new thing was now.
Yeah. I'm okay, Kristen. Though it's Thursday. I'm doing all right. I'm hanging out, having fun. I got another Yamane wheel. That's oh boy.
Oh, this is my final. No, I got 2 more golden pumpkins to go. Let's open it now, baby.
We figured out when we're gonna have off for the holidays. That's oh boy.
Oh, I got a Dominus GT.
Nice, dude.
I already have one.
Sick. You could trade the one that you already have, right?
No.
Uh-oh. You could trade that one, right?
No.
Are you sure? I thought you could trade stuff from Golden Egg.
I didn't think. Oh, looks like I can trade one of them. I actually can't see because the other one, it's so long, I can't see the bottom of the menu.
You got your new gauges. Oh. Are they... they're big, right? Would you say you were going to? Like double zeros? Something nuts.
D's nuts.
00 nuts.
I bet it hurt. It hurts just thinking about it.
Not really. Doesn't hurt that much.
It hurts me.
Yeah, oh nice. When I gauged mine up, I mean, frankly though, going that big, you start gauging them. I think a little bit more at a time, but still. The people always make it out to be like a lot of pain, like tattoos.
I guess
like
I haven't gotten either one, so I wouldn't know, but it looks painful.
My industrial hurt. Jammed it into my upper ear.
Can't say I'm surprised.
That was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But if I should have driven to the side, oh well.
Should have driven.
Should have droven. Are they just? They're just basic gauges, right, Kristen? Because you're doing the stretchy. Actually, with 00s, when you start getting that big, there's not much you can do with them, right? Start running out of like fancy designs, don't you? Not bad if you take, yeah, exactly. Like if you force the gauge in real quick, that's a little bit at a time. Your ears are really fucking stretchy and shitty, and disgusting.
Not as disgusting as a foot.
Yeah, foots are pretty gross. Oh, I can't do that. Not when I finger slips.
The glass? Holy shit. Damn this game.
I also wasn't really trying on that one. Watch me. Woo!
This team is so much better than us.
Keep them hydrated. Yeah, that's a good thing. Don't want them to get all dried out.
Oh, what is Justin now? Vince Mahoney with bread? Something?
No, he's like Gin Gimbal McCrumble, something crazy.
I just saw him get online, unless someone else is now Vince Mahoney.
Maybe that was his alt that I saw.
Says with bread something.
That's been on his alt. I forget that he
There
also
he is
names
again.
his alt. Unless he just renamed himself. I need to wear my earrings more often, my non-usual. Because right now I just have like these saw blade ones. But I have like some nice metal ones and some nice buffalo horn ones. Gotta kill them buffalo to give me my earrings.
God damn this team.
That was a guy over there. Yeah, good one, teammate. I didn't have boots.
Look out.
Couldn't make it. Okay, put a pick.
Yeah, let's see what it looks like.
Don't put the ear cheese in there though. That's one thing that you can get from stretching out your ears. And
What are they trying to express when they do the woo?
Oh, I fucking suck.
God damn it.
Maybe that's what they're trying to express.
Probably gonna leave.
I don't know what they're trying to. Like woo is like. I usually, sigh of relief is usually what I think, but that wasn't.
This
They
doesn't seem to
scored
be
on
how
us.
people on Rocket League use it.
Yeah. Maybe like,
Unless
woo, I'm flying.
sarcastically.
A sarcastic sigh of relief.
And everything else is used sarcastically. What a save. Nice shot. God damn it. Nice job, teammate. Nice job, Sunbro.
You know what? Let that one go in, I think. my brain's not having a good on this one.
Yeah, this has been a bad game.
You gotta be kidding me.
Need I remind you, teammate, you still have the fewest points with 30.
Man, either could be, it could be used in any way, and so
It could be saying, like, just like cosmically, like fate, what is happening here?
yeah.
Because he hasn't left either.
Yeah, and he hasn't said anything that makes it necessarily mean that he's being an ass.
God damn it.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, score that.
God damn it.
It's a good one.
I mean, teammate really didn't help us at all there. Just kind of
Must have like a bunch of.
smashed it.
Must have some macros. What a rotation. What?
Okay.
I don't. But people were trying to head back.
You were last back, dude.
Yeah, and he hit it into the wall and.
Yeah, you
blasted
slammed it into the side wall.
I don't know what this guy's on.
You know, just fucking leave instead of complaining.
Yeah.
Which I will say, a lot of people do nowadays. They just leave. They don't bother being toxic, which is real nice.
Yep. Nice.
There's the Brazil.
Okay, sir. Okay.
That
Fix
is
now. Oh, that is fancy.
That is real fancy.
Is-
It goes in your ear.
Yeah.
Gotta
You're not-
keep them hydrated.
Are you gauging up with that? Or do you just gauge up with a hoop?
Or is that what you want to get to? Oh, good. Bad ping.
Nice. It's not in your ear. Then where is it? Is it in... Is it somewhere else?
My ping!
Oh, that guy fucking faked me out.
Choo choo. It's not in
That
your.
fake-
It's not in your ear yet. Is that what you mean?
He missed that on purpose.
Probably could have played a whole extra game by now. I'm mistaken to watch these replays.
Oops. Oh, that teammate's still down there with 90 points.
Yeah. That was very fast on the calculator there. Pick is what you do want. Okay. 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 I see.
No. Boy, that was lol. What is a lol? I don't understand. That's not even a lol moment. I don't get people. Boy, that match sure was hilarious. I mean, it wasn't like I'm not dying, but
I don't think lull really means funny anymore. I think it's evolved past I find this to be funny. And that match in particular maybe is a dark humor. Like, God, we sucked. kind of thing. Not so much like, oh, I'm laughing because anything was humorous. Is just kind of like, kind of
Yeah, maybe.
just like an exasperated lol.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you just get fucked in the ass by the other team. Sometimes you just gotta like it.
With a turn to go onto my street, because like my street, I told you about, there's like a road closure or whatever. To go to my street, and so like there'll be nobody in the turn lane at all, the left turn lane to go onto it. But as soon as I get into it, a bunch of other people follow because they're just like, oh, I can turn that way. And so I had me and 3 other people behind me. And then I turn in, and all 3 people drive up to the dead end. So I turn onto my street, and they turn onto my street too. They're like, oh yeah, this guy knows what he's doing. And then I just pull into my driveway, and I see him drive down to the end of the street, do a U-turn, drive to the entrance of the street again, and just sit there like, oh god, what do I do?
You gotta have like a bumper sticker saying, "Don't follow me." I live here.
I live here, guys. Don't. And it's just kind of an example of like when one human does it, other ones just follow.
Yeah, like when
without
people
even
get onto an
thinking.
elevator facing the back wall.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I look at that and I'm like, ah, you're so silly. Quit following the crowd. And then I think like, well, shit, I would probably do that. I probably think there's got to be a reason everyone's doing this. Maybe I should too.
Yeah. I used to do that every once in a while. Face the back wall, but it was like it was an elevator that wasn't really used very often, so like people would just see me get out of it. I used to have lunch in an elevator too.
Really?
Or it was more like dinner. Because there was this elevator at my work. And so as I'm waiting for work to start and I'm eating my dinner, me and my friends would sit in the elevator, and we would eat. And people would open the door, kind of get shocked, and then most of the time they would just kind of laugh, because we'd be all on the side. It was a big enough elevator to occupy us all, and it wasn't a very busy one. And then, but once a lady turned away. She'd be like really shy or like or scared or something, and she went, "Oh, sorry, no." And we're like, "No, it's okay. Come on in." She's like, "No." He ran away.
Do you have a reservation?
All right. Yeah. Or maybe stand up and be like, "Oh, we reserved a seat for you, man. Here." We're just like, what?
All right, we've been expecting you.
Yeah, we've been expecting you. Vassal's getting worse? Oh, that's no good. Like, I assume that's health-wise because he's a bajillion years old.
That's a cat?
Dog.
Dog? It sucks.
Like, what's going on? Is he's just peeing everywhere? Because that's what he used to do. Yeah, he's 16. Yeah, he's a medium to large-sized dog, too, so... Age usually takes a toll harder on the bigger dogs.
Can you explain dog years to me? Isn't it something like, Oh, alright.
because it just, man, some breeds just don't last as long as other breeds, and like I've heard 7, and then I've heard 5, and
Yeah,
then
I've
I've
also
heard
heard 7. Kristen, can you explain it to me? Because what would make sense to me is if you gave them like extra years per actual year. If you told me your dog is like 65, I'd be like, oh, well, of course he's getting up there in age now. But I would know that doesn't mean he's been alive for 65 years, and it's like it would be an analog to human years. You know what I mean? that's what would make sense to me. I could gauge roughly how old your dog is if they had like bigger numbers, but instead we give them smaller numbers.
I mean, we give them normal numbers, the sun numbers, a revolution of the Earth around the sun, like.
But that's not. But yeah, you'd have to specify. He's this actual years old, versus random mass dog years. Like, why the hell? Why the hell did we come up with dog years?
Just so some people could relate, I guess.
God damn it! Why is everybody so good? Everybody can just fuck right off.
Keeps going to the bathroom and said, "Yeah, that's usually the sign. Yesterday, threw yourself all laying down and started drinking it." That sounds like he's gone. I mean, it sounded like he was, from what I observed, like he was slowly losing it. You know, not his bowels necessarily, his brain. He was starting to become that like grumpy old man dog that they turn into.
Get off my lawn.
Ah, it hit it fast, but get in there. No, you dick! I think though, like dog years is a good way to explain it potentially to kids, because they don't understand how long dogs usually last right away. But as soon as you understand how long a dog lasts, dog years are pretty stupid.
How does it help explain to a kid how long a dog lasts? I don't get
Because they're more used to knowing how old humans can get rather than dogs.
So, explain to me what it is you're saying. Like I am the child that you are explaining this to.
If you say, well, Grandpa's like 70 years old, and he's real old, and our dog is like 70 years old, they would understand, oh, he's like an old man dog.
Right. That's not what dog years are, though.
That is what dog years are. It's comparing it to human years.
That's what would make sense to me, but that's never how I've heard. Oh my god.
That is what dog years are, though. They're literally, this is how much he is compared to a human.
That's exactly what I was just saying. I was like, what would make sense is if you could explain it in human terms. So if that's how we're actually doing it, then fantastic. That makes sense to me now. But I always hear like, he's 6 in dog years. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
That doesn't make any sense.
That's usually how I've heard it. That's why I've been so goddamn confused my whole life. I've never owned a dog, so it hasn't ever come into play. God damn it. The numbers we give them is their actual years, but the dog years is explain their lifespan. See, that's what I was arguing for. I was like, we should inflate their years to correspond it to like a human. And it could make sense for different dog breeds, because different dog breeds are going to age at different rates and shit. Like bulldogs don't last very long. All right, well, good. I'm glad that's how we're doing it.
But it usually doesn't make any sense though, because a dog can turn like, because I heard it 7 for a long time.
I thought it was 7 as well. I thought
and
so one real year would be 7 dog years.
But then there's also 5, and that's a pretty drastic difference when you're talking about times 16.
Because you're saying your dog is 16 years old, right? As in he's been on the earth for 16 years.
Yep. That's what.
So, guys, was that like 100 and something?
If you
go
times it by
7?
7, that's 112.
So goddamn, yeah.
Which is like, that's too much. That's
what kind of dog?
Dogs. Like a medium to large size dog. Maybe large size.
Okay. Do you know what type of dog it is?
It's a Basel type. I have no idea. I don't know dog breeds very well.
Neither do I. That's why I was asking.
5 is usually smaller dogs.
Maybe because they don't live as long.
The smaller dogs live longer.
Oh well, there you go. That's why they would have the smaller number.
English Sprigger Spaniel? Wow, that's Twitch. I said Sprigger. Don't ban pulls. December, did you know? Real quick, I'm at 99 follows. I need one more follower and I'll be at 100.
Maybe I should follow you.
Yeah, maybe you should follow me. I got like 4 last night.
I was
3,
kind of
4.
hoping that more people would be interested in Monster Hunter stuff, but that doesn't seem to be pulling in a Twitch crowd in the least. Yeah. Obviously, just, you know, playing the hot game of the week is going to be big, like Starlink. You haven't played any more of that yet, have you? Dream.
Well, the one big reason why it was so good too was because I was one of 6 people playing it.
Yeah.
So, and I actually had some people watching me as opposed to probably 4 of the 6. Oh no, 3 of the 6 people didn't have anyone watching.
Really?
And, yeah. And then one had like 3 people.
Oh, get him!
One guy had 3 people watching him, but he was.
I figured it was Springer.
Oh, okay.
Like the Jerry.
But yeah, I figured that the people that were watching the other guy didn't have any commentary or face cam or anything. He was just playing game.
Yeah, when someone first comes in, you've got a more professional look because you've got face cam and everything, and you've got
Can't have a logo in the corner.
shit, yeah. You look more legit.
I used to have like my whole name on the screen. I was like, fuck this. Alright, so I just put my logo in the
Oh
corner.
my
That's nice.
god, look at me wreck these guys! Oh my god!
I won't put them down. Yeah. I figured having a dog for a long time, and your mom gets attached to her animals. I mean, once they start peeing themselves, and they're at the age of 16, it's like it's basically time.
Sunbro's having himself quite the game.
Yeah, me too. I got 90. Boy. Didn't do it like she did Grace. What happened with Grace? I know Grace was like peeing on a lot of stuff for a long time. Do you think she's just gonna have it go way too long? Oh fuck. Damn it. I had my calculations wrong and I realized department. Oh. Shitty 50.
Layup.
And it really sucks that we have these new point values because I still don't have them memorized.
Yeah, I have no goddamn clue. And I took off
Oh,
my brain's doing the calculations finally. I'm getting it.
great. Grace eventually stopped eating and would lay in her bed and pee herself. Yeah, okay.
Crushing these guys.
That's another time too when they just stop eating. You don't want to take them to the doctor and be like, why did they stop eating? Because they're like 16. They're like, oh,
This is really depressing.
it's like, I'm pretty sure it's not a new like super everlasting dog that I have now. I don't I'm pretty sure my dog's not gonna be immortal, and if I just cured him, he would live forever. Like it comes a point, but it's it's hard to let go,
That's 6 goals in the first half.
and they're all gone. And yeah,
They waited too long though. Now the game's not gonna like forfeit. That's a triple pinch. I'm really sorry to hear that, Kristen. That's real shitty.
his body isn't processing dog food.
Fuck you, Slider.
So his personal his being smells like dog food. Is that what you're saying?
Speaking about the new point totals, I don't even have close to 1,000 yet,
Yeah,
which is insane.
you might now.
Double hat trick and I still haven't broken 800.
Oh, his pee smells like dog food. Gotcha.
Is that an autocorrect?
Yeah, that's definitely not correct. Well, if he sweat, that would probably smell like dog food too, because it's you have urea in your sweat.
Did I touch that?
Yeah. I didn't even give it a chance.
Yeah, and I was ready for it too. Oh, you think he needs to be put down?
Yeah.
Man, I would really struggle with that decision.
Well, just think, if you're not eating food and
Yeah, that's
your
pretty
kidneys are
horrible.
probably shit. Oh my God! What is that?
Damn.
That was look at this shit.
We are having ourselves quite a game here. There's still 50 seconds. I honestly don't know how to handle that situation. Like it's not something your mom is gonna be happy about. Is it the right thing to do? What kind of comfort it's still providing your mom? That's a tough one. That really hurts.
And I had to put down my cat. Like, luckily my mom was like, "Well, I need to take your cat." I was like, "I need my cat to go to the vet, but I have work and I have school, and like I can't miss this shit." And so she's like, "Well, I'll do it." Like, thank you. And then she was at the vet. Basically, was like, "The cat needs to be put down," and they're like, "And they can put her down right now, or do you want to come here and be there while they put her down?" I was like, "Man, I don't want to be there." Like,
Yeah, I mean, if it's not like it's this like special thing that it's special to some people, but it's not like you should feel bad if you don't want to be there.
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
there's a lot of funerals I did not want to go to, not out of just like laziness, but just like I don't want to be there.
yeah.
But everybody thinks that it's going to be this like experience for you, that you need to be there.
More like it's the thing is like it's not like I didn't care about my cat. After
Yeah,
I was like put down my cat, I was sitting in my car about to get out and walk to work. I sat in my car for 1 hour crying. Like,
Yeah, it's not that you don't care.
it's just like I can't. The thing is, as soon as I found out the cat was gonna be put down, I could barely function. I couldn't drive because I was just crying my head off so bad. Like that's a big reason why I don't want to go there. I'll just flop. When I get real cryy and real sad, I turn into a wet noodle. I just can't move. It does is drink water nonstop.
A good wet noodle.
She wants to spend money on diapers for him. Oh God.
Oh boy.
Again, that's when it gets to a point where like your need to let go stop. I understand the dog means a lot to you, but the dog probably is in pain. He's probably... Knowing him, he's got tons of dementia. Go Maverick.
All yours, Maverick. That's why you gotta appreciate the time you have. Because when it's over, it's fucking like boom, you're just done. You just never know. I'm terrified of just being like, oh yeah, turns out you have cancer. You got like 6 months to live. This shit terrifies me.
I'm terrified of my finger thing because I'm thinking like if it's not like better by next week, like totally better, I am going to.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel like it's gotten worse
That's good.
this week, but it doesn't feel like it's gotten any. Like, and that
Yeah,
terrifies me, and it's like I don't think it's gonna be cancer. It's like, but what if they have to do fucking like surgery shit on it? Like
It's some kind of like weird joint arthritis thing going on.
yeah, I'm gonna have it for the rest of my life. That shit's scary.
Yeah. I'm worried about not getting my knee fixed right now. Am I gonna be using a cane when I'm like 45?
That's pretty shitty too. Knee stuff like with my finger, it's like, well, you know, just grip other stuff, but like walking, if you have knee problems,
That's pretty important. I remember my dad having back problems for years. He just couldn't get comfortable in laying in bed at night. Just struggled to go to sleep.
oh yeah, that's not good.
Constant pain. It's like, God, fuck.
I hate that something funny happens in Rocket League as we're talking about something serious, and
Yeah.
I'm laughing.
I
It's like,
know, it's one of those things, like, it's horrible, and obviously Kristen's going through some really horrible stuff right now. We managed to bring it back to us, but she's really going through some shit with her dog right now. But on the other hand, that's kind of all you can do is just try to acknowledge it and try to keep living your life. Because you don't have much time on the earth. You have to enjoy it.
those are practical plans. You can put your hand, pet him, and he snaps at you. Yeah,
That's
I-
really sad.
I think that's also like just his. It's probably partly blindness, and it's probably like he's in pain, and also like he probably again has some sort of like mild dementia. But probably all that's just not. He sees thing, thinks it's gonna hurt him or something.
How much do they charge you to put an animal down?
I don't know.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, that's the thing is like he has to be in pain. Your mom's like I don't want to make her sound like a horrible person. Ah,
No, because she's not doing it because she wants the dog to be in pain. 'Cause she's in pain. That's why it's such a tough ordeal.
that's one of those things. Is like at some point you gotta suck it up and do it. Like it's another creature that's in pain. You gotta. It's one of the hard decisions when you get a pet that you know you're probably gonna have to make at some point. That's it for me.
It's passing
Passing.
forth again. No.
Oh, you pull. Fuck! I
Yeah.
think it's cruel.
See why you say it's cool.
Yeah, it's cruel. But I mean, she's probably not thinking about that. You know, it's not malice. Just
There's no black and white here. Is the thing. This is one of those moral gray areas.
yeah.
Oh, we need to be careful. Oh, teammate.
Grab boost.
It's like you're technically you're right that it's better to not let the dog suffer, but you know, as far as she's concerned, like her suffering as well, her suffering of putting the dog down. But it's you're gonna suffer when he dies naturally, anyways.
Also, she's so emotional right now. She's not thinking critically, right?
Yeah,
So
it's just a real shitty, sad situation. Oh.
I don't want very much boost. Thank you, King guy. Hi. Whenever I see I am in a row like that with like no space, I think it's a name and it's Iam. Ah, no!
Like Ian, but with an M.
Yeah. There's a few times that I saw it as Iam, and I was like, why does it say Iam in this phrase? I don't quite understand. Oh no!
I'm dead.
Oh well.
No! Why did I have to die?
Also, why did teammate have to take his sweet ass time to get back? Oh, he was grabbing boost. I had to challenge the guy early. He had control. And...
Yeah, you were in a bad position there. Got stuck in a bad situation. Oh well. If our sick play where you passed it to me and I shot it, I can't believe teammate only had 90 points after 6 minutes of Rocket League, but whatever. We didn't have that much more, so.
Oh, that's okay.
You know what? It's 11
Kristen.
o'clock. I think it's PRB. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good noodle. Kristen.
Yeah, nice to talk to you. Keep me informed about Basil, because you know Basil's been in my life for quite a while too. So
genuine condolences. Sorry you're going through that.
Yeah, it sucks. So, yeah, have a good night. We're gonna PRB.
Noodle. Talk to you later.
So we got we have sick days and vacation days at my work, right?
It's pretty crazy. Good story.
Yeah. Well, you know,
There's
at
more?
there's more.
My
At the beginning of the year, all your vacation days, I think, reset to 0. And I think you get like 10% of your sick time back.
You get 10% of your sick time back?
Yeah, basically you have access to 10% of your sick time. Either that or it cashes in for 10%. I don't think that's how it works. I think it's if you have 10 days of sick time, which we don't. If you have 10 days of sick time, you will have then after the beginning of the year 1 day of sick time.
Ah, I see. 10 days. So 10% of whatever's remaining of your sick time, it rolls over.
Yep. Well, we have the holidays coming up, and we have to take like 2-3 weeks off for the holidays, right? It's 2 weeks. So of course we want to use some of that vacation time and some of that sick time for that because fuck, it's gonna just expire at the beginning of the year anyway.
Right.
And I might as well use all of my sick time
Since
because
most of it's not rolling over.
yeah. And I'm gonna use all of it because I don't want 10% back. I don't give a shit. I get like I think I get 8 days of sick time. Which
So, maybe they'd round up to like 1 full day they'd give you back.
no, it's all hour dependent, so they would just
Oh,
literally
Jesus.
cut it, right? Oh, look who we found.
Bread pills. That's what it was.
So, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna use my sick and vacation time at the beginning of the year, or at the end of the year. Use it all up, we're good. And apparently my boss, according to Zach, said that was not a good move, you. The guy on our team. Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna get it! Nope, he's gonna pass it to the center is what he's gonna do. But my boss says, oh, you better not use sick time, though. You better, like, discreetly use it. Because, they'll notice that, oh, he happened to be sick on Christmas Eve. That's crazy. So, oh, you fuck. So, you should use it and make it look like it's actually a sick day. And I was like, alright, that's completely stupid. They give us the days that we can take off whenever we want, for one. That's what it says. It's not literally, you must have a doctor's note or some shit. It's like, hey, you have these sick days.
What's the difference between sick day and a vacation day?
It's the sick day and vacation day. I think the only thing I know of is the rollover policy at the end of the year. And you also accrue them at different rates. Every single company that has sick days and has vacation days, everyone does this shit.
Oh yeah, and honestly, it's pretty shitty for employee morale to try to instigate any kind of policy about like you better actually be sick. That's just dumb.
Yeah, we're going to pay you for these days, but if you're not actually sick, we're not going to pay you for the days. But you don't have to prove that you're sick. And I was just like, why would the boss say this? Everyone I know, everyone at that place that actually works for that place, everyone at my dad's work, they all do it. And so as far as I'm concerned, everyone fucking does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this time's gonna roll over, so I'm just gonna fucking.
I mean, if that's how you're going to, if that's the policy you set up, that whole 10% roll, then you should expect people to be like November, December, them just mysteriously getting sick. You should just expect it. You should not be getting pissy about that.
Now, if they took a day off and it's going to negatively affect their workflow, then I understand. And you could be pissed at that, right? Though they took days off, and
again,
they didn't.
You put the policy in place like that. That's just how people are going to use it.
Right.
Because you want to save their sick days for when they're actually sick, but if they don't really get sick enough to cause that to happen, that they need to. Oh my god. If they don't actually get sick enough to need to use those days, they're gonna just have a whole bunch of ones they didn't get a chance to use. Maybe if you want to offer some kind of other incentive, if you don't want them to miss work, maybe
Right.
like, you know, cash in your sick days at the end of the year for whatever.
Well, the thing is, though, that what I was saying that, like, yes, if you put that policy in place, you should expect people to, take it. But the thing is, like, if you miss work because of it and you actually have shit to do, the company that I work for is not going to get pissed. The company that my company works for is going to get pissed.
Yeah, fair
And in
enough.
turn, the company's going to get pissed. Right? Like, I'll just freeze it up there and give a shit. But, like, yes, there are companies that, like, hey, cash in, like, 50% of it if you didn't take it, and
Jesus
you're good.
Christ. Getting fucking bodied.
At the end of the day, like, it's for my boss to say that. Does my boss not know how workplaces work? Does he not know how that place works? All the other people that work there, like, because that's what they fucking do, and everyone knows, and no one cares.
That's just part of doing business, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, he's trying. He has infinite jump resets. That's how he stayed up on the wall there. He had infinite jump resets.
Why did he have infinite jump resets?
Because he spiked it in the jump reset position. Where it's right on the bottom of your car. You can get infinite jump resets. Oh, you dick. I can't believe teammate didn't score that, though. Like... Honestly, every single time I think about it, like, my boss is stupid. God damn it.
Yeah.
Like... It's just fucking dumb.
Really hate that didn't work.
I almost had it.
So what do you plan on doing?
Oh, I'm using it. I don't... like, I don't get
How
it.
many? You said you have like 8, you think?
No, I don't have 8. That's how much you should get, but the policy didn't start until... our sick days didn't start accruing until halfway through the year. And I've used about 4 hours or so.
So what do you have?
I don't know. I haven't checked.
You gonna use it all in one chunk?
Basically, yeah.
You gonna come down with swine flu?
It's more like I don't have to work. Like, I'm not allowed to work those days. The whole place will be shut down. So, like, I'm just gonna get paid for those days. Some of them, not all of them.
Oh, you're taking the days where you're not supposed to be in work anyways.
I'm getting paid for them, yeah.
So they force it all to shut down and then don't pay you for those days?
Yep.
It's kind of shitty. I don't know who this
Yeah.
RC gamer guy is.
These my work, the overhead people, the not my company, but
Right.
the company, they're as slimy as they can be for they're like legally slimy, and just so many things I just look at, like, you guys are just
So we're doing all non-standard stuff from now on.
yeah.
All right, I gotta get the watermobile then. I gotta kick my feet up.
My dad told me that, yeah, there's a guy at his work that you know, he made some part or whatever. That part is still making a $20 million revenue a year.
Damn.
But they laid the guy off.
Jesus fuck.
It's like, yeah, your part's making us $20 million a year, but you're useless to us now. We can save more money now and just lay you off.
That's
Yeah, but you could potentially put me on another project. Not like you guys ran out of projects. You know, that's how they have to satisfy their investors, though. Like, they satisfy their investors by, like, saving as much money as possible, but that involves making more and more and more and more cuts until the company potentially discovers a new crazy project or product or something that they're going to create. Then that creates more jobs, and then it's back to
There's always people looking for work, so it doesn't really matter if you burn bridges.
and as the people at the managers would say, oh, you should be happy though, it's good for the company. It's like, I don't give a shit about the company if I don't work for it anymore.
What? The company
yeah.
just laid me off? I should
Yeah.
be excited for them?
Yep, that's what they've said. You should be happy for the company. Nope.
Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck your company. Like,
Companies. Man. Oh my god! And it's gonna
Can't
mean
get that one.
absolutely nothing.
Ooh.
It does!
oh my god, what a combo.
Companies are like one of the bigger problems in society right now, is companies getting too rich and too powerful, and then exerting their influence to stay too rich and too powerful.
Yep.
Not to get, you know, socialist or Marxist up in here, but oh my god, the saves just keep on coming. That blue team must be furious right now.
Yeah.
That's so many close calls. Is that in?
That's it.
Oh, of course that one goes in. No.
Yeah, it's just the problem is, you know, capitalism is just as corrupted by human nature as communism.
Yeah, and maybe, you know, historically capitalism has led to better societies than communism. That can't be denied.
Yeah.
But you know, it's probably impossible for us to come up with a economic system that's going to be perfect. We're going to find ways to exploit whatever economic system there is.
It's gonna come to a point where we gotta, like, it's just we need good nature, right?
Yeah.
Good will.
Yeah, it's gonna take people not being dickbags. It's not socialist to not want unfair company practices. Yeah, but you know, bleeding heart liberal and all that shit, and you know, it's like, oh, once we start making a concession here and allowing unions and shit like that, where does it lead?
Leads to a whole bunch of people being real lazy and stuff or something.
You kill the company just so that the workers can have a living wage? Well, I do want people to have a living wage.
And I'm also not killing the company. This
And most likely not going to kill the company. Because the argument with minimum wage being, you know, like, sure, we'll pay everyone however much you tell us to, but now we're going to have to lay off a portion of our employees to afford it. But then again, companies a lot of times will do shady shit, like not paying their fair share of taxes and
oh
stuff.
god, I suck.
Team wants to forfeit.
Do I forfeit the Rumble match?
You know, companies will be cutting costs in other ways that they could have put it into their workers. And honestly, paying your workers is a good way to like make a more successful company.
Yeah.
Happy and well-paid workers. Obviously, I'm no business magnate. I haven't been to business school. Oh god, this guy's getting sent across the map. Oh god.
No! Fuck! It drives
Yeah, it drives
company,
productivity and shit, yeah.
company morale. Like,
Fucking Jeff Bezos giving that slight pay raise to Amazon workers, and it's kind of not even that much of a pay raise because he's like taking away other incentives and shit. Dude's got so much money. Why is it so hard to pay your workers a decent wage? I don't get it. Amazon's not going to go under if you start paying your employees better.
it's investors, man. Like, the investors want to see the company grow, right? They want to see profits go up.
Well, specifically with Amazon, they spend all of their profits back into the company. That it's right there when he talks to shareholders. It's all about like we're all in the long term. We don't plan on making profit for a real long time. We're gonna take a huge chunk of the market space, and then we'll worry about profits in long term. So we're just gonna keep dumping all our money back into the company, so we don't have to pay any taxes. Dump some of that money into your fucking workers' bank accounts. God damn.
Yeah.
Stop making your warehouse workers pee in jars because they can't complete their deliveries and shit in time. Not deliveries, you know what I mean.
Wow. I punched that. I punched that from inside the net.
I punched.
I also punched.
Wow, I didn't see you punch.
Yeah.
I only saw one punch, man. Bro. I don't know. Obviously, I don't have all the fucking answers. I don't know, but it really seems like you go to Amazon because it just seems like such an easy one. Like, how could a guy making that much money be that shitty to his workers? Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, get a little closer.
Don't worry, I've got a teleport. That'll
Oh, you fucking.
that'll score us 4 goals in the next second. I'm glad you're here, Angel. I saw on the Reddit that they are making a Monster Hunter World movie, live action movie.
You didn't hear about that before?
I did not.
Wow.
I can't wait to talk about this. The dude's, it's like an American military guy with like an AR-15. Like, what the hell? That's not Monster Hunter at all. You know, maybe,
But they
maybe
they
it's
were
the beginning
sucked
of the movie and
no, they're sucked into the Monster Hunter world. That's like I think the premise of it.
And you know, maybe the guns will prove to be inefficient, or they'll like run out of bullets. It's like, okay, now we have to craft a greatsword. I don't see that movie doing well live action.
To me, it's gonna sound like an American military movie without anime action, and it needs to be a movie with anime action.
It does. It needs to have anime action.
But even like besides that, I still don't want a Monster Hunter movie, even if it doesn't.
Not a live action one. I would watch an animated one all day, every day.
If it's like really sick and everything, sure, yeah, I'll take it. But like,
it will not be good.
that's the thing is like I don't expect it to be good.
It had. I think I saw Mila Jovovich, who was in like the Resident Evil movies. It sounds like exactly the kind of thing that she would sign up for.
Probably.
Can you imagine a scene of them like all
Fan
chowing
fiction,
down
yeah.
before they go out for the hunt?
Yeah, like the way they chow down in Monster Hunter is very anime too. It's like I have
It is.
a shit ton of food and I'm just going to town like fucking Luffy.
Yeah. I like the actress. I have nothing against her.
We got the exact same people.
I see that.
He's get okay.
She definitely brings. I don't want to say nerd cred, but like, it's something that's right in her wheelhouse. Oh my god!
Get wrecked.
What?
Nice freeze, other team.
Oh my god! I don't want to say nerd cred because that sounds like only people who've earned the right to be in nerd movies get to. But that would be. Yeah, it suits her. I mean, like, people were making jokes about it being a light bow gun. It's like, look at my
Oh
advanced
no!
light bow gun that I have. But yeah, I mean, what is it that's special about Monster Hunter? Big ass monsters, big ass weapons to hunt those big ass monsters. Like I feel like there's plenty of movies with guns. I don't know. Maybe there's not a bunch of movies where people hunt monsters with guns.
I mean, look at the Rock's Rampage movie or whatever.
Yeah, and then the Jurassic World movie. They've got it's dudes with guns. That's not really what it's about. It's not like hunting the dinosaurs with their guns, but still, it's.
I don't expect it to be hunting though. More like there's gonna be a plot of some sort. Like, ooh, Zor Magdaros is gonna kill us.
Yeah.
Better kill the
It's
town.
gonna affect our world, so we have to come in and stop it.
Yeah, something.
Man, it'd be so much better with a big ass great sword. Yeah, I've seen the Doom movie where he goes into first person at the end with Carl Urban, who played in Lord of the Rings, and Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Oh god, I couldn't read that.
More Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, everyone makes fun of that first person mode at the end of the movie, but I thought it was the highlight. I haven't seen that movie in years, but I thought it was pretty cool.
Oh, ooh!
Oh!
Nice. Who punched it? They punched it? Why did they punch it?
Damn. Points for Sunbro. We got crushed by these guys, didn't we? Like 8-2?
It wasn't like 8-2. It was like I don't know, 6.
Brilliant reference to the game. When you hear the rest of the movie doesn't have very much in common, but I've never played them. Played what, Doom?
Yeah, dude.
I haven't played Doom. That recent one from Bethesda looks pretty good, but I'm still probably never going to play it.
Doesn't look like my kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
You know what? It looks like a
shooter.
game. I think it's a well-made game, but I just like fiery hell stuff doesn't interest me. The demons are all trying to be gross and ugly and scary instead of like interesting to me.
yeah, they're just like, ooh, isn't this gross? You're like, yeah, but It's just kind of like boring gross.
Yeah, like as opposed to Dark Souls, where
Dark Souls is
monsters
great.
are gross, but they're interesting.
Very creative.
Yeah, very very creative.
The thing is, like with a lot of the Doom things, you know, they're trying to preserve the nostalgia, right? So a lot of the stuff in the past aren't interesting or anything like that. Yeah. Fuck him.
Booted. How did he get so much juice off of that?
Oh, why did you magnet it, teammate?
Oh, that guy's got spikes. Oh, I can't handle these. Oh my god, no! The reverse to the reverse of the reversal. That was so rumble, it hurts.
Yeah.
You know, so fight a big ass monster, craft a weapon using the parts of that monster, and then fight other bigger monsters. I feel like the movie's not going to represent all three of those very simple things. It's not going to represent them very well.
I just don't think a movie's good for that in general. I don't think it should be a movie.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, the storyline has never been the most important thing of Monster Hunter. I didn't even care about spoilers going in, and I'm a very spoiler-focused person. Thanks for thinking that something I said was worth quoting. I appreciate it. But I mean, if you, oh my god, that had some heat. If you made an animated, I would watch it because I bet the action would be sick.
Yeah, the action, it would be entirely for the action at that point. That's the thing, like a live action movie, unless it's like Japanese.
Well, I think they're, if it was animated, you could do some interesting things. Like you could explore the hive mind of the handler. You know, the handler hive mind. That would be interesting.
I mean, if that was a thing, then that. If that was legitimately a thing, then that'd be awesome.
I mean, it's in the lore, so
Yeah.
it's a thing now. I expected you to animate it.
I can't.
Wow.
I can barely do one panel of animation.
Speaking of animation, your new vector art there.
Yeah. Oh fuck me.
I was tempted to make a nuts and ball joke.
Ooh, nice boy. That'd have been.
It would have brought the house down. I mean, the whole Discord would have erupted in laughter if I had. But instead, I gave you thumbs up.
I'm working on the other one too. The
Other one?
yeah, Melmetal. Because that was a Meltan and Melmetal. I just put Melmetal in the Discord recently. You commented on how it looks like Reggie Bigas.
So what's the other one?
It just has a nut for a head and a blobby Bobby. Bobby.
Okay.
I put a trailer for that in the Discord a while ago.
I probably have seen it. I just need my memory jarred.
It's just like a nut for a head, ball, and a blobby Bobby. Yeah. It's I made it have the ball shoot out of its head because that's what it does when it's scared. Ball like shoots out of its head, which is his eyeball. It kind of leans his head back. So I made it not like the official art. Ooh,
God damn it!
Please, sir, can I have another?
Can I have another match with these guys?
Hey, it's no snow day. Not still your boost, bitch. Oh, thank you, Andy. Yeah, it was. I was very happy that it came out like that. I was thinking about making his head No.
I did what
I mean,
I
I don't know why you weren't in that either. Just like sitting on the side, just staring, like, oh, is it gonna go in?
They're supposed to be making a Shadow of the Colossus movie, and that would fucking rock my socks right off.
See, that's a movie that has like some deep lore shit that maybe you could add that the lore that I don't understand from like Ico or Eco or what
The,
have you.
the movie would be shit, let me be clear. But
Yeah.
the movie in my head of what it could be rocks my fucking socks off.
There's literally no video game out there that I'm like, I want to see this made into a movie.
I feel like BioShock is the best candidate for a movie, but that's because the game like already has done all the heavy lifting. I don't know how much more the movie would even add at that point. It's a really tricky kind of proposition. Is like, do you take a game that only has the bare bones of a story that a movie could flesh out and really explore, or do you take one that's already got a great story that everyone loves, and now you're not really going to live up to the story of the video game? Yeah, that's the thing, is like, do you just rip the exact storyline? Because BioShock has an amazing storyline. Do you just rip that and make it? Because I mean, that could be fine, but would it live up to the video game where you actually get to participate?
But also, like, people know the twist too, and they'd just be like,
That's
all right,
true, yeah.
I know the big thing.
Unless you did something else using that universe. That's the other option, is say we're
Like Assassin's Creed.
yeah, well, see how well that turned out. I heard like 2/3 of that movie takes place in future time.
Yep, yeah, in the real world.
The part that no one likes.
I like
of
that.
Rapture would be cool.
I like the future timeline, but I like it in the games where they like Assassin's Creed 2, where they're like, yo, there's this shit going down, we're revealing some story about this company, but it's only in tiny snippets, and it's like you're here only for a second. Like 5 minutes you're in this world, and neat. That's what I liked about it. But then in later games, they like Assassin's Creed 4, it was just kind of, it didn't make any difference to me that it was a bit more hidden, and they kind of put less emphasis on the real world. So I don't know. But I don't think
once Desmond was gone, no one gave a shit ever again.
Yeah.
And I didn't even like Desmond.
Well, Assassin's Creed 4 though, like it was literally.
Yeah, you work at a video game company.
Yeah, and it's like, check it out. You're a person that has no like. Its main character's you.
Yeah, the first person the whole time.
Yeah.
Watching them, yeah, Ezio Auditore different. Watching them like build Rapture would be fascinating from an engineering perspective.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you get that shit underwater?
See, Ezio's story was great, and mind you, it is like really, really, really good. But the thing is, like, they've already established they have this universe and this company in the previous game, right? This company that's doing this stuff. So, like,
yeah,
at
and
the end
when
of
things go into shit and like they, jump to black as shit's catastrophic. Go ahead, Ashton. Sorry.
yeah, there's just an established storyline already there, and I actually want to see it play out, as opposed to like. Ezio's story's nice and everything, but I don't think it would have had such an oomph if, like, the apple didn't exist, and
Really? I don't see how
Yeah.
that impacts Ezio at all.
Because like the end of the game with the whole like, we're talking to the character through the we're talking to Desmond through Ezio,
Right.
and I enjoyed that quite a lot.
That's a neat concept, but I didn't care about Ezio because he was a funnel for these weird alien things to talk to Desmond.
No,
I cared about
the
it
thing.
because of like who he was and like the characters around him.
I'm saying like the ending wouldn't have had as much oomph because that's what the ending seemed to culminate to, not like. 'Cause I don't even remember what the ending of Ezio's story was in that. I don't remember what his like. His
Well,
climax
I would-
was
I would
outside of the
argue
Desmond
that
thing.
Ezio's story was like good. It was fine, and it's kind of sad because people remember it being the best just because I think the other ones are shit. I think Ezio gets his, not to be a Debbie Downer, but I don't think the storylines have been stellar in any of them, and Ezio's was just like an enjoyable one.
Like, and this is only 2 that I'm talking about because let me tell you, did you watch the movie? The like
No, I didn't.
short 45-minute movie of like the end of Desmond, or not Desmond, the end of Ezio.
Maybe then. I thought you were talking about the Michael Fassbender movie.
No, not that movie. The like where Ezio dies, basically.
Yeah, I probably have. It's been a while.
That one was entirely Ezio, and I was fine with that because it was like 45 minutes. It actually had a mild plot. He's old, right?
You can actually play it in Revelations. He plays him when he was old.
No, like he is gray hair. Like I'm
Yeah,
settled
he is.
down with a family, old.
He does have gray hair in Revelations, but I know what you mean.
Very gray hair, not just.
I know what you mean.
mild.
I know what you mean.
But
He's a geezer.
he was a geezer, and I watched it at Gary's, so you might have watched it with me, Angel. I don't know. But and that was only Ezio, and that was great. Like Ezio is, I don't give a shit about Desmond necessarily, but because of they established the story and the fact that there's shit connected between timelines, I like that stuff. But yeah, I mean, it would work if they removed that stuff and it was literally just Ezio. You know what I mean? But
Can you think of any movie, any video games that would be a good movie, Angel? I mean, like again, like I think Portal has a great story, but what would you do to make it a movie? Would you just make Portal without the interactive parts? That's kind of lame. I think the best way to do it, which is how we got to talking about Assassin's Creed, is to make your own movie in another game's universe. Not to take a storyline from.
oh yeah,
Not to take the storyline from a video game, but to take the world and the world building of a video game and make your own movie inside of that.
again though, that's really hard to do. They fucked that up so many times.
Yeah, well, of
That's
course
that.
it's hard to do.
And I think
A lot of it is that big talent doesn't usually want to work on a project like that.
I think also a big part of it is still the interactability isn't there, and so the fans that like are used to interacting with the franchise are like they're playing the video game or they're watching the movie, but there's something missing from it, and that's them interacting with it.
That's why it would have to be. You would have to be there to see the movie because of the world and the lore, not because you think a game is fun to play. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoy the lore and the backstory and the world building of BioShock. That's why I think a movie set in that universe would be cool. Even if it had zero combat in the entire movie, I would find it interesting. Because it was also the most interesting part of the games as well. The games did have good combat, but I wouldn't still be thinking about it and thinking fondly of it if it didn't have a good story and world building
Yeah.
and atmosphere. That's why I think, a horror game,
Oh, damn it.
horror games would obviously work.
Yeah, horror games, they're
'Cause
kind of...
horror movies are already a thing, so you would just be building in that horror genre.
horror movies, you know, they have like the whole atmosphere and all that
Mhm.
shit. The things that you...
Very
that
cinematic.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And the things that horror movies already have, so...
So basically, none of the stuff that you think of when you think of Monster Hunter World is the stuff that I think would be a good candidate for a movie. We play Monster Hunter for the gameplay, not for the world
Yeah.
around it, and I'm saying like that's the exact opposite of the kind of movie, kind of games that would be a good choice. See, I would never have said Warframe because to me that is a what little I know about it, it looks like a very
Purely
gameplay
gameplay.
focused. It's because you're playing with cool robot suits with your friends, and let's be honest, it's free. I didn't know it had like an interesting story to it. If anything, Destiny's story was always a little more interesting to me because I never had anyone to play the game itself with, which is just shooting lasers. I always thought the big like white orb thing that appeared in the sky was kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought that
About
was
that, but I kind of don't think I kind of doubt that the video games really went into any good story stuff. I'm sure it was all just reasons to go hunt bad guys.
Well, people liked it apparently because like there was a character that they showed off in like one of the trailers or something like that and the character died.
Mm-hmm.
It was at the beginning. They showed it before Destiny 2, the latest expansion, came out.
Mm-hmm.
And so a bunch of people were like, "What the fuck? Spoilers!" And they're like, the creators.
Yeah,
or
I didn't
whoever.
realize anyone cared that much about Destiny story stuff.
Yeah, they were pissed. But the thing is like, that character dies within the first like 10 minutes of the new expansion. So it wasn't too big of a spoiler, right? Yeah, a character died and it's pretty big, but they're like,
Yeah.
this isn't a major plot
Yeah,
point
it wasn't
necessarily.
gonna take long for you to find that out, anyways. Oh, I can't read that text fast enough, Angel. I have to wait until someone gets scored on.
It has a vague story from what I remember. As I implied, the story isn't very pronounced. And yes, the gameplay is pretty important. And it's fun to play different frames. So
Oh, is that what the robots are called? Frames? That's cool. That's a cool word. I like
every single time.
Go ahead.
Every single time there's been frames used as a like thing to describe a mech or a robot has always been cool. I have model kits called frame arms. In Zone of the Enders, they're orbital frames.
They're technically called warframes, but do people just refer to them as frames, just like shorthand? Because that's badass. Especially because they're not like Gundam sized. They're like they're like Iron Man suits basically.
Yeah.
Suits is another. That's pretty neat too. But frames is a lot cooler than suits.
Power armor was always a good word.
That's
Combat word.
that's Fallout. Fallout power armor.
I think also Halo. I'm not sure.
Gundam is the most badass thing for a large robot now. It is iconic at this point.
Yeah, it is.
To where it's, I mean, obviously it refers to a specific thing. It's not just any big robot in that universe is called a Gundam. But you know what I mean.
The thing is, though, is like it's such a unique name. If you heard Gundam and you didn't know what that was, you couldn't guess. You just think it has to do with guns and that's it. But with like, I don't know, orbital frames, you get a vague understanding of what it's meant to be. Not you won't necessarily know it's a robot, but you'll think orbital.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
that's a space
It's framing
thing.
your body. It kind of describes a little bit. Tenno are the entities that don the frames. So they're not humans, I guess. That's what you're saying. Yeah,
But they wanted to like turn Metal Gear Solid into a movie, and I'm like, well, you know, that's already a cinematic experience. But I really, if they did do a movie, that's one that like I wouldn't want to see a new movie set in the universe. I'd want it to be like a movie that is set for one of the games. You know what I mean? Like, it's Metal Gear Solid 3, the movie. But the thing is, again, I don't want to see it turned into a movie. Because I just have the video game. I don't want my 8 hours of cutscenes in the video game condensed into a 1 hour, 45 minute long movie. Because for one, I don't feel it's going to do it justice. And for two, I just don't think it's going to be good in general.
What about a Metal Gear Solid movie?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, is that what you said? Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't hear that part. My bad. But when you said hour and 45-minute cutscene, I immediately thought Metal Gear Solid. Because I actually would love
Fuck.
a Dark Souls movie, specifically because I love its atmosphere and its lore, and I would love to see. You can make whatever character you want in the main character role there, because it's not about.
I think with Dark Souls, like, you can make it set in like a totally new area and stuff, with totally new monsters and totally new
absolutely.
everything.
What makes Dark Souls is like the feel of it, you know. There's that that atmosphere and that desolation and depression.
Later on in the story, you see your own human-looking Tenno. Your own human-looking Tenno?
Is Tenno alien? Is that some kind of alien entity type deal?
Is it a pet?
I could not care less about Warframe spoilers.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to think of any game I care less about being spoiled.
Oh, there it goes.
I heard Warframe's adding spaceships though. That's kind of neat.
That's cool.
I like spaceships. Get him! Oh! Half joking.
It's half joking. Oh, I mean. Oh!
What makes it humorous?
I don't think we know enough about.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm lost. Damn, we're getting crushed.
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking figure out where this is gonna bounce, because it's gonna bounce once before I can hit it. And teammate's like, nope, I'm gonna bump you.
Chunk the hunk. So, I was. Oh, joking about the lack of story? So it does have a big story. I think.
Teammate, fuck off, dude. You don't need to be where I am.
Save. I didn't get any credit for that.
God.
What the hell to save?
Good. Well, they have a lake, so.
Get in the hole.
Oh, I just don't have to touch it.
It would be cool to see it in a story version instead of doing the same thing over and over. When are we getting a Rocket League movie? That's a
Yeah.
real question. I mean, Elite Dangerous is pretty much just Gargoyles. That's the only real lore.
Yeah, I mean there could be
That's,
space politics and stuff.
Yeah, but that's the only like big lore that would come to my mind right now. If you were like, what do we got to include in our Elite Dangerous movie?
Oh, if I suck, kill me.
Lore-wise, what do we have to have?
Just Guardians too.
Be like the Federation and the Empire, obviously.
Just Guardians. There's Roxla,
Yeah.
right? There's a bit of stuff.
But it would be mostly just, you know, space and sci-fi. Not that I'm complaining. There's not a lot to build a movie around there. It is unique. Oh,
Good.
God damn it.
Glad I got dunked.
No,
Oh,
that was
God.
our chance. I ruined it. Mate.
Called Operator?
They are humans? You have to unlock viewing the body. So they're remote controlled? I was gonna save it for tomorrow. There's only like 3 minutes left. Maybe like one more match. But how about that Chris Ray Gun video? He's like
That's pretty funny.
like halfway through he just stops even trying. You knew eventually he would do something to get the video demonetized. I was just waiting for it.
Yeah.
Uh,
But how dumb is that? Oh my god.
it was really great watching him try to
Mate.
PG-13
Jesus.
all the. He wants to be long sleeve himself.
Yeah.
likes children too much.
Yeah, has a over fondness for children.
Yeah. What about the dude killing himself after raping and killing bees? I was like, Jesus. Because it ramped up. Like, the first one was not that bad, and it's like, man kills himself after raping and murdering his own niece. It's like, fuck. That shit got dark real quick. Self forever sleep. That's what I was trying to think of. That was great. Oh, he saved it.
But goddamn, like, I think YouTube needs to have a goddamn kids section, and that's it. There is already a YouTube Kids. So, like, again, as he's pointed out, profanity and stuff does sell.
Oh, of course.
People-
It does, yeah.
Like,
And that's why I want to lay some of this blame on advertisers. If I'm
Oh, yeah.
if I'm an ads exec, you know, that's what we call them in the biz.
yeah, in the biz. That's
I'm gonna
what
be like,
the-
holy shit! There's now an untapped market of people who want to be able to cuss, but they're getting demonetized. These people would be willing to, you know, take our advertising revenue. Tell YouTube we'll take all the people that are getting those yellow marks. We want them. Like, if you're an alcohol, like Jim Beam or some shit, we'll take the swear words. Hell yeah.
yeah.
You know, if you're, I mean, Coca-Cola, like, do they really have to worry about swear words? I mean, obviously they wouldn't have like swears in their own advertising, but if you're like a board game that's marketed towards older teens or whatever, like, I feel like there's a huge market there. Why aren't advertisers pushing back and being like, hey, you're disrupting the content, and if you're disrupting what the content creator is doing, could impact their views, and that will lead to fewer people seeing our advertisements. Stop doing this, Google, please.
Yeah.
I don't think Angel wasn't here, but the last time we talked about this, I said that what I think is the most obvious solution for everybody is that if a video gets flagged for being heinous, then just put a 2 or 3 second pre-roll before your advertisement that says the views expressed in this video do not necessarily reflect the views of, you know, the advertising company or whatever. It's the same thing they do in like, you know, like the opinions expressed in this DVD commentary are not necessarily those of like 21st Century Fox or whatever, or any kind of live broadcast and stuff. Just put a pre-roll for any video that's marked, and then also like have people check the videos that get marked would be nice. But bing bam boom, advertisers happy because, I mean, by the way, who the hell watches a video of someone being a neo-Nazi and goes, well, I'm not buying Mountain Dew because they had an advertisement before this horrible neo-Nazi, but still, put your stupid ass 2 to 3 second little clip at the beginning.
They could have an overlay. Like they have,
Yeah.
YouTube already has overlays that pop up. Just have the overlay pop up.
Yeah, you could do it for every video. You wouldn't even need to like flag anymore. Just put it up again for every pre-roll advertisement. Just have a thing that says the views expressed in this YouTube video don't reflect those of the advertiser.
It's... Yeah, honestly, who the fuck thinks that when an advertisement gets put into place, it's because they support everything that's after it?
Yeah.
Like, no way in hell.
If you watch an advertisement and then they show footage of Donald Trump, you're gonna be like, I can't believe Mattress Firm supports Donald Trump.
Yeah, right before the State of the Union speech or some
Yeah.
shit.
You know, if you, if you're in charge of marketing at Burger King, and you hear that a Burger King ad played right before a dude said that the white race is superior, I can understand why you'd be pretty pissed off. But like the super serious bad shit, those videos should be getting taken down. Like, forget demonetizing them. If they're like calling for violence, or if they're like hard KKK kind of stuff, I'm okay with those videos getting removed entirely.
Yeah, that's
So
fine.
I don't care about, you know, the advertisers shouldn't care, because it's like, well, those videos should be coming down. You know, obviously I'm not talking about if you are referring to the KKK, obviously context matters here. Things need to be. But if a dude is straight up actually supporting, advocating violence, then just take the whole damn video down. I think it's not okay because, oh, you're giving ad revenue to a neo-Nazi. Oh, okay, I didn't think about that. Good company would not do that.
Yeah, but the thing is like, it's, you know,
Giving-
people...
Giving, putting money in the pockets of someone who's a neo-Nazi. But again, just take down the videos. If the person in the YouTube video is that awful, then the video needs to be struck down like right away, kind of thing.
And cuss words aren't that awful. They're just
Yeah.
fucking cuss words. Look, I just did one.
No one should be worried that an advertiser gave money to someone who used a swear word.
Yeah.
Yeah, Slurpees aren't allowed in any context. It's a good point.
Yeah.
Do we have lore for Slurpee, or is that just one we're
Yes.
gonna have to?
It's in there.
Okay, you just put like N-word.
It's
How-
Here.
use your new search feature.
I don't have the new search feature yet. Extra quotes. Number 17. Lore number 17.
Because
So,
the
but
only one who's getting mad about the only people getting mad about actual cuss words is like really super religious Christian moms is the only ones I can think of.
yeah,
But I mean, even I think the vast majority of them understand that like that's what most of society is okay with, that kind of language. It's not like Coca-Cola should be put on blast because they put money in the pocket of someone who said a bad word. Oh, there it is.
but it, like, you have to be pretty fucking stupid to not understand how advertisements work, right?
Yeah.
And the people that are that stupid that don't understand how advertisements work, I don't like. They're gonna get pissed off. They're gonna do something stupid anyway. Their opinions are gonna be based off of stupid shit. And at the end of the day, you can only control it so much, right? You can only do so much. Like,
YouTube is a different platform than TV. On TV,
yeah.
they pay a bunch of money for their 30 to 60 second slot. They know what time their ad is going to be on. They know what channel, what demographic is most likely going to be watching at that time. All that shit. No one can do that for YouTube. It's a
and the
different
content
platform.
the content is heavily curated too. It's
So-
literally, we have a time slot,
Yeah.
and only one thing can fit in there. On YouTube, everything is in the time slot.
So
right?
when you hear that Coke was running an ad before a neo-Nazi, your first thought shouldn't be, I can't believe Coke allowed that. I can't believe they were paying money to a neo-Nazi. You should know that Coke didn't ask for their ad to play before that. It's not like they watched that video and go, oh man, we got to get on this like advertisement opportunity here.
Yeah.
Everyone nowadays is a neo-Nazi, so unless they're actually advocating, it should be fine. Yeah, I mean, that's a whole nother conversation about the word Nazi being thrown around for everything. But it pisses me off. And I hate that all of my favorite YouTubers are forced to pick between continuing to make the content that they've been making or like compromising just so they can keep getting paid. And it feels like even if they do compromise and keep it clean, that a lot of times they're getting flagged automatically anyways, because it's not
For other shit.
or just, Razor Fist had like an entire video where it was completely neutral and nothing. He didn't do anything that could trigger. I think he said the word crap, and that still got demonetized like within an hour, I think he said. So he could just be on like some kind of blacklist at this point, that everything he puts out is automatically demonetized.
Yeah.
And it's real shit. I like when they can get sponsors from like Skillshare or Tunnel Bear, and they can just put that at the end of their video, because then it's not something that's being subverted by ad block, and it's an advertiser being like, okay, we know this person, we like their content, we're going to put our ads here. Everybody's happy with that. Everybody's happy with an ad at the end of a video, like that, because if you're done watching the video, you can just click off. And as far as the advertiser's concerned, if you've made it this far, there's a good chance, you might be too lazy to click away. And just those are my favorite ads, because everybody wins in those.
Yeah. And I even watch those ads half the time because I'm too lazy to change it.
Exactly.
I'm doing
and that's
something
what the
else.
Advertiser's counting on, is that you're just gonna be kind of wrapped up in. And a lot of people I watch will find a really fun little segue into the advertiser content. You might not even realize until halfway through the sentence that they're saying that you're in an advertisement.
Yeah.
But obviously not every YouTuber is going to be able to get that. You have to reach a certain level of prominence to get something like that.
Yeah. Well, with the whole like people complain about ads in the video. I could say the same thing about ad block, guys. Not even the ads on the video, but ads on web pages, because ads on web pages, I can just ignore them. Otherwise, they're just empty space. They don't even have most of the time, they don't even block my experience. Ads on a video, I understand that blocks your experience. Because now you have to wait for the ad to be done, or you have to wait for 5 seconds. But banner ads and shit like that, 99% of the time, an ad on a website with banners or otherwise do not obstruct your viewing experience. Every once in a while,
everyone hates the audio ones because it actually is obstructing. Everybody hates audio. Auto playing videos or ads with audio. The fucking worst.
I don't mind auto playing a video ad if there's no audio, because it's just on the side and it's hanging out, and I don't give a shit, right?
I mean,
it's just like a GIF.
If it's slowing things down, that pisses me off.
Sure, if it's slowing things down, but that never happens, at least on my computer, right? And the only other time that it annoys me is there's certain websites that will have you'll be reading the text, and then all of a sudden the text starts expanding because they're now inserting an ad, and then it will collapse again. Yeah. And so I'm about to click on a link or something, and it expands, and I click on the advertisement. Those are also shitty because it
just triggered me.
You just fucked my experience, and it happens on mobile too. So now my text is scrolling off the screen, or I'm scrolling with my thumb, and all of a sudden the screen's also scrolling because it's inserting an ad somewhere on the website, and so now like things are wonky. See, those are shit. But again, you know, if there's an ad that's not obstructing you, and it's just hanging out, even pre-roll ads on YouTube that are 5 seconds. If I know the content creator, like, and I want to watch their stuff, right, you should be able to give at least 5 seconds. You hit the skip button, at the very least.
I would watch a 5 seconds. I would wait the 5 seconds to press skip on, like, a Chris Ray Gun video. No problem. He only makes content, like, once a month sometimes. You know, I'd absolutely love to give... I would like... It'd be great if he could get some kind of, like, Brilliant.com or whatever. And, another thing is, like, you'll get like a Game Grumps where they actually incorporate their personality and their humor into the ad.
Oh yeah,
that's another.
Jax Films does it too.
That's another win for everybody. You're getting, you're getting advertised to, but you're still getting to see the people you like be kind of silly and do their thing, and it's all very tongue in cheek. Like, we know you don't want to watch an ad, so we're trying to make this bearable. And it's like, all right, you guys are making an effort. I'll sit here and watch this.
And the thing is, I want to watch those ads because in my brain I'm thinking, how are they going to make this fun?
Yeah. I think about, like, man, what kind of jokes would I have made to try to bridge the gap to my audience? Of like, sorry, we got to put you through this, but we need to pay the bills, kind of thing. Yeah. And that's part of that's the age we're living in now, is that you want to support the creators because they're making such a niche product just for you, kind of thing. Whereas on TV, they really have to try to make more broad appeal stuff because they're trying to sell. They're trying to sell their investors on it, the shareholders and stuff. Yeah. So that's why Patreon has exploded, and it's.
That's when you get the whales.
If I had money, I would. There's a lot of guys I would support on Patreon.
YouTube actually has a Twitch-like subscription program now called Join that you can do. But yeah, Angel, you're talking about when people they're like, oh, you're just a sellout now. You put an ad in.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, I think those people are just.
Northern Line's been doing a lot of sponsored stuff lately. Like AMD sent him like a new graphics card and some money to play a couple of games, and he puts it right in the title. He's like, this is a sponsored video, and then in the description, this is sponsored by AMD, and then he'll say it when the video starts. He's like, just so you know, this is sponsored. So if you don't want to trust my opinion when I say I'm having fun, that's entirely up to you. And that's the right way to do it. You let people know, hey, like, I gotta pay the bills, so I'm gonna take sponsored gigs, and
I think
you should just.
I think they have to. I think they have to say it's an ad too.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a rule that says, like, if you are being sponsored by this, you have to say it.
A rule by who makes that rule?
I don't remember.
Because there were those. Like, I don't know who would police that. I don't know who would say you're in trouble for not saying that this is an advertisement.
Potentially YouTube would.
I haven't heard of that happening, but I know people that will try to be more sly about it. Anyways, they're not as upfront about the fact that it's sponsored, and that's kind of shitty. But if
Yeah.
If you're mad that your favorite YouTuber is taking sponsored deals, then you're pretty goddamn short-sighted. Because it's not all fun and games. They're not raking it in with those Google ads at the start.
Right. It just like just false advertisement. That might be the case, yeah. Because like the person's lying potentially about having fun or lying about the contract or whatever. I think at the very least they have to put in the description that it's an ad. I know when you post a video on YouTube, you can click a button that says, this is a sponsored video, like in the post options. So I don't know what that does because there's a question mark next to it and I never went over it because I don't need to.
I remember there was there was that big blow up recently with the gambling sites online. It was like CS:GO, I think, where
Yeah.
they weren't admitting to the fact that they owned that gambling site. They were,
Yeah.
that was some real shady shit going down.
That's shady for sure. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that have the problem that they want everything for free, and the shill people, right? The people are complaining about the shilling out, and they want their content for free, and they just want their favorite YouTuber to do their YouTube thing and not waste their time with an ad. But it's like, but if they didn't do that ad, then they would be making less videos or no videos.
Yeah, they'd be working somewhere else. So don't be stupid here. Come on.
I think YouTube's going to shit, and there's it's slowly been going there for a while, right? With all this demonetization, but I think they just keep going. That's the thing, is like they keep making these policies and these new things that it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. But a problem is, there's like no competitors that are very good, and it's the only problem is because YouTube gets traffic.
It's got so much momentum, and the fact that the second Google bought them, that was it.
Yeah.
Now, if you Google something, it's gonna try to take you to YouTube as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Oh, you like when YouTubers make snarky? Yeah. And I'm really glad that like YouTubers a lot of times complain that they had a video that was demonetized, or that they do that, and then they talk about their Patreon, right? Because it starts drilling it into people's heads that it's like, yo, shit's getting tough, right?
Yeah.
So I need support in some sort of way.
Because it's not like YouTube is gonna go down in flames if all these people that are getting demonetized stop making videos. It just means that the people that are more scummy with their videos but happen to be like PG, those people are just going to start getting more traction, and people that make this kind of content are going to slowly start dying off or have to make compromises. It's just going to mean a shittier product for us. I don't think it'll like really hurt YouTube's bottom line to the point where they're like, shit, we have to stop with this demonetizing practice because it's hurting our views and money. I don't think that's really going to be a big factor.
Well, I think they're at a point too that they've demonetized so many people that it won't matter, because the people will just start dropping off, and they're like, oh, the people we already demonetized are no longer making videos that we can demonetize. Therefore, we don't even have to have server space for them uploading shit anymore. Like,
once they've stopped bringing in revenue because you hit them with demonetization, they're not going to notice when they disappear. Yeah. Big people like late night shows getting ads. That's real shitty.
Yep.
Or like that guy that went into the suicide forest, Logan Paul. Yeah, it's just like if you get enough traction, we'll look the other way. We won't demonetize you.
Yeah.
Those late night shows are represented by like CBS and stuff, so of course they've got like a bigger wallet connections there. YouTube's not going to fuck with them.
The NBC ones are obvious because YouTube, I think. Does Google? No, they don't. Never mind. But again, yeah, they have the big wallets and the big connection. Plus Comcast, right?
Yeah.
Comcast kind of has probably a nice, a threatening to them too, you know, like a, because it's like, hey, you have our internet service, right? Ooh, it'd be a shame if you demonetized our content.
Yeah, people can't get to YouTube without us, so.
Yeah. The NBC Universal owned by Comcast.
Right.
And so it's just real scumming, and it's literally like, oh, advertisers are fine with these people cussing and making sex jokes.
I'm pretty sure Trevor Noah said the N-word one time in a YouTube video. Maybe it ended in an A. His Slurpee might have ended in an A. It might not have been a hard R.
Might have been a soft Slurpee.
Yeah, soft Slurpee. He was slurping it real soft. I can't remember now. I know he said fuck. Because that used to get censored, and now it's like not being censored.
Well, on YouTube, it doesn't need to be censored, right? A melted Slurpee. It's just juice. It's just juice at that point, Kool-Aid.
I always throw it away. If a Slurpee gets melty, I hate it. I hate melty ice cream too. I want my frozen products to be frozen, damn it.
I like semi-melted ice cream, where it's like it's just starting to melt. You take that slightly, barely, almost melted top.
Put it back in the goddamn freezer. It's ice cream. It needs to be frozen.
That's what Ben and Jerry does, though. That's what they do to taste test their Slurpees. They're like, it's got to be a little bit, just you got to get that top stuff that's just ever so slightly melted. And then he does this weird thing with his mouth where he's like, and he's just like, it's really strange what he does with his mouth. I hope that's coming over on audio.
All right, soft serve ice cream is pretty fantastic. I will recant.
I haven't had soft serve in so long that I don't even remember.
Soft serve vanilla ice cream is just wonderful. Well, I feel like there's even more meat on the bone with the Chris Ray Gun video, but I gotta go.
Yeah, we can rant for much longer, but we'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, that's why I didn't really want to launch into it, because I knew we were getting close.
We can get real pissed about this stuff.
Yep.
Oh. All right.
Good noodle, everybody.
There's some bro.
Bye.
And I stream Angel specifically. Bye, Angel. Good noodle. Love you. See you tomorrow. That's it. What?